us.
Yes, Megan.
All right, so I've started recording for us, and I will record each of our live sessions and then post them back in our in the weekly section, and then I'll also be uploading all of the different instructional videos to guide us through the course. All right, and the assignments that are due. If you've noticed on Canva, I've put assignment dates, due dates on each one, from the discussion boards also to the peer reviews. Now, you know your discussion board, so it has the due date on that Thursday, but you do know that you're to respond, you have until Sunday to respond to those two peers. So the initial that you should receive on that Thursday is, oh my gosh, I have an initial that is due right now. And then you have your time to respond to your two peers by Sunday. And then all the other due dates, you should get an alert for all of those throughout the course. So there shouldn't be any issues. You know that during the fall too, we have Thanksgiving off, and I have put that in there. So that's 1 week where we don't have assignments. And then we come back, and then that following week is our week 7, and then we close out for our week 8. So we won't meet during Thanksgiving. Then when we come back, that is our final week, and you also have a big group project there. So today, I emailed you a list of who's in your group. There's going to be 2 people per group, and we have a group assignment, and we'll go through that a little bit later and use up the time to do that. Okay. I usually have so many things that I run out of time, but I'll make sure that you have access to my PowerPoints and other things. I want to begin by you introducing yourself and telling me why you chose school counseling and your background. Like, are you in education or not? Because that helps me to guide the course and know if I'm speaking to people with tons of educational experience or people who are brand new to it, so that I can assist. I'll take volunteers. Jump right on it.
I'll go first. Hi. Hello, Miss Bobo. Nice to meet you. So I am Jovan, and the reason why I chose school counseling is I didn't really get the type of counseling guidance in my high school. So I've always felt like I could have done more had I had the right direction. So that's something where, you know, that's why I chose school counseling. So I currently work for LA Unified, and I'm a substitute teacher. So I just started on the practicum where we're working towards our 800 hours. Today was actually day 1. So, you know, it's going to be interesting managing the dates of when I'm going to work and when I'm going to intern. But, you know, it should be fun, right?
Yeah, it should be fun. I hope. I have Kelsey Dominguez, because I have an intern from there. They're actually using paid interns. So I see Concordia moving in that direction. A little too late for you all, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Thank you so much, Giovanna. Bridget.
Hello. Well, my name is Bridget, and I am currently working at Santa Ana Unified School District. I do work for their after-school program, and I am interested in counseling pretty much because of that after-school program. So I started that job while I was in undergrad, and I really just fell in love with connecting with the kids. Not only that, but I grew a passion for helping kids to kind of maneuver their way through academics and social emotional learning.
Excellent. Thank you. Bradley, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Riley. I have worked in education as a teacher for 4 years. Currently, I'm substitute teaching while I'm going through the program and doing 2 different internships at different high schools or different schools within the Bay Area. So I got into counseling because I enjoyed working in education. The amount of work that teachers are expected to do, I didn't feel like I was able to enjoy, because I take a lot of responsibility and personal uh, uh, enjoyment out of doing my job extremely well, which as an educator was very challenging. So I left education and coming back to it in a role that I think would be more suitable for me, giving directly back to the students through their personal needs rather than through their education.
Great. Thank you for that, Riley. Rosa.
Hi, I'm Rosa, and I currently work for Norwalk La Mirada Unified School District. I work as an elementary student support specialist. Our position mirrors a lot counseling. I worked for about 15 years for high schools, for Inglewood Unified, for Norwalk High School, and also for a charter school. I thought I was in love with those high schoolers because I loved how articulate they are and how they are able to express themselves. But I was able to move into elementary school where I'm at now at D.D. Johnston, and I found my passion there with the little ones. And I love the being able to do the small groups and working more one-on-one. I also did subbing for Inglewood Unified, but I really enjoy more the small groups and the one-on-ones. So that's my passion for going into counseling.
Excellent. Thank you, Rosa. Welcome to the class. Great.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Grace. I have been an educator more than 10 years, and especially after COVID. My last year, I noticed that the mental health of the student really needed extra support. And that was the reason why I would like to go back to, to pursue school counselors. I don't know whether I will continue to be a teacher or a school counselor in the future, but my goal is to get the knowledge and the tools to help my students, whether to continue as a teacher or a future school counselor.
Excellent. Thank you. Ashley. If you
Hi,
guys don't know, I see your hands raised, and I'm just kind of going in order as you appear on my screen.
My name's Ashley. I work as an admin in the counseling department at the JC here. So after working behind the scenes and then directly with the counselors, I realized that that's what I want to do. So
Excellent. Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Cynthia, and I currently work for Norwalk Unified as a student support specialist. As Rosie mentioned, our role really mirrors the counseling masters the counseling program that we're going into. So that was one reason why I decided to go into this. The other is that I spent about 12 years in early ed. So I obtained a master's in early childhood education. And then my career took a route where now I'm working with elementary. So I decided that to look for work using that master's, and I realized that where I needed to be was with the PPSC. So I decided to pursue a counseling degree to kind of match what my end goal is, which is actually not counseling. But that PPSC, along with the master's that I currently have, it aligns with my future goals.
Thank you, Cynthia. Martha.
Hi, so I currently work with the El Rancho Unified School District as an instructional aide for severe handicap, and also do substitute teaching for the same class. The reason why I chose to become a school counselor is because as a former DACA recipient, I don't think I received the same, or I didn't receive the guidance from counselors while I had my DACA. So I want to provide that knowledge and tools for others that have that same experiences as I did.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Raul.
Hi. So take off this hand, lower the hand. So my name is Raul, and I am currently a campus security at Pajaro Valley Unified School District in Santa Cruz County. So in my current role, I just I work behind the scenes. I work with administrators, I work with counselors, I work with teachers. So I kind of get to see everything as it happens, and I get to see all these, the discipline. I get to see the type of support that these students receive. And So, and I get to also see and work directly with the students. I see them all day, and build different type of relationships with them. And so that is what I'm currently doing. And I've been doing that since 2018. And so early on, when I first was in high school, it was similar to Jovan. I didn't have the support from my counselor. So I didn't really know, I didn't have that guidance. But it was until I got to community college where I got to really see what support from a counselor can really do. And so that kind of inspired me to maybe pursue that later. Once I graduated from college or from the university, I did take a little bit of a long hiatus before I returned back to school. But, you know, here I am trying to get this complete so that I can, you know, pursue this career.
Excellent. Thank you, Raul. Martha.
Sorry, I already went.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
Sorry, I
Anna.
removed the hand.
Okay, Anna.
Hi, my name is Hannah Gonzalez. I also work at Norwalk La Mirada Unified School District as an elementary student support specialist. The reason why I decided to go into school counseling was because I did behavior intervention for quite a while, and I felt like I was only able to reach the kids only a certain amount. And as I started getting older and started seeing the way the kids are with school counselors and the different ways that they can help, I wanted to do that. And growing up, I guided myself through high school and I guided myself through college because I didn't feel that connection with the counselors. But my end goal, I want to be a principal one day for a middle school.
Okay, excellent. Nancy.
I work for the Santa Maria Bonita School District, and I also play a role that is quite similar to that of a school counselor, which is kind of what led me to pursuing this career. That, along with being exposed to this position, I saw that there wasn't a lot of representation for the community I work with that resembled, you know, the community I live in, which is you know, bilingual and just there just wasn't a lot of representation, and I saw that very early on, and that kind of just inspired me to work within my community and just support kids in this area and this field. And yeah, that's just what has led me to where I am now.
World history teacher. This is my second year, and I want to be a school counselor because I thought I wanted to be a special education teacher, which I did for a semester, but I worked very closely with the school counselors, and I realized that they were doing more than I could possibly have the opportunity to do. So I did that jump, and I switched to school counseling because I want to be able to not just only advocate for special education, but I want to advocate for a diverse student body, which they get the opportunity to work with all types of students. So that's kind of the main reason I'm doing school counseling.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. And Jacqueline.
I hope you guys could hear me. I'm having a little bit of audio issues. But I want to be a school counselor because I actually had a great school counselor growing up in high school. He was a lot of help during my financial aid and my college application process, especially being a first-gen student. I had no idea what I was doing, and neither did my family. So I would love to be that kind of support for students. And I do work in a counseling office. I'm a counseling assistant, so I do get to see the behind the scenes, and it's just made me more excited to be a counselor one day.
Excellent. Brittany.
Hi guys, I'm Brittany. I'm currently a resident teacher with LAUSD. Why do I want to be a counselor? I think counselors have the potential to shift the entire school climate if we really put our best foot forward. So that's what I'm aiming to do.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Brittany. Anybody else? Did we have an opportunity to go? All right. Let's see. I'm missing some people. Let's see who I'm missing. All right. Did I hear? Oh, I heard from Martha already. Ashley. Cynthia, where you're here. I see it says Cynthia. Nancy's not here, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. I see you, Nancy. I just spoke to you, Nancy. And when you get old, you start forgetting names because I'm like 500. So I just heard all this, but I'm not crazy. Let's see. Anna, Bridget, Rosa, John, Ashley, Truth, Brittany, Christopher. Is Christopher here?
That's me. My middle name's Riley.
Got it. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Riley. All right. So I'm glad you said that because that is not on the grades. So as a matter of fact, did it come out that way did it come out as 2 page on the groups? Because didn't it put Riley with Christopher?
I haven't looked at it yet. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me double check that. We might have to, because you're in a group with yourself. You and your middle name. Okay, so I'll double check that a little bit later. All right. So we have our 5 assignments for this class. The first one being the case study, and you're going to take a look at those 2 to 3 scenarios that are listed there, and you're going to choose 2 of them and respond to them. That's as simple as that gets. So you look at this, you read over the scenario, decide which 2 you want to respond to in a 2 to 3 page APA format, reflecting on what would you do, just as simple as that, using your counseling skills. Obviously, you want to pull from some theory, you want to pull from some examples, pull from some past experiences, and so on, and quote some information that you would use, some legal information, ethical information, etc. Okay, so that's our first assignment. Our second assignment is the group and leadership one. And in that one, I just want to highlight, this one is you will observe a group session in week 3 and you'll write about it in week 4. So your assignment isn't due, your written assignment isn't due until week 4. So in your group session, you're going to find any type of group. It does not have to be related to education. So look at your schedule, see what group is coming up that you participate in, that you are either a new member to, but you know something about, or that you have attended at least 3 to 4 sessions of this particular group, and you are going to look at the dynamics of that group. So when you are, you're gonna seek and experience personal growth in this group setting. So after you complete the group session as part of your meeting, you're going to write a two-page paper reflecting on the experience and answer those 5 questions that are on the paper. How did you prepare for the group session? What topics were discussed? What were your biggest strengths as the leader of the session? What strengths did you observe in your classmates? Oh, wait. Sorry, getting my classes mixed up. Wrong session. Rewind. All right, here we go. So you are going to lead a group. I'm going to ask you to create a counseling lesson, and you're going to lead that. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms of 3 people. And then when you do that, what is going to happen is you guys are going to watch each other present. Okay? My classes are all running together these days. Sorry about that. So in this one, what you're doing as you are getting a counseling lesson, does not have to be one that you created on your own. If it's a second step lesson, if it's something that's already a curriculum that you use at the school, use that. Okay. And you're going to present, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms and you're going to present to 2 other people. And so what you're doing as you are practicing your group leadership skills. Everybody got me? All right. And then on week 4, because in week 3, we meet live for that session. So that's an important session that you need to attend. Now, if you can't attend because something big is happening, Like when this class is for fall 1, I always end up having somebody have to miss because it's back to school night. Well, you can't change that, right? So if there's something coming up and you can't do the group session, you're going to need to record yourself so that I can put it in a compile it with someone else so you guys can watch each other's recordings. Okay. Does anybody have a time commitment for week 3? No issues? Okay, great. Now I know things might come up, but if things come up, know that that's your second option. Okay. Your second option, like something unexpected happens, just record yourself. Send me the recording and we'll go from there. You're on time with your assignment. Everything's fine. You won't miss a thing. I'll just be able to either share your recording with someone else or maybe there's another person that missed and you guys will watch each other's and give each other feedback. All right. So then you're going to answer those 5 questions. How did you prepare for your group session? What topics were discussed? What were the biggest strengths of you as a leader? And then what strengths did you observe with the other people in their leadership? And that you would like to replicate? And in what areas you would like to grow or improve in your delivery of your lesson? Okay. Any questions about assignment number 2? All right. So that means next week, when you come, you need to have all of your materials that you're going to use to present your lesson. And I have a video that I'm going to send to you so you get an idea of how quick it needs to be because we only have a little bit of time and we need 3 people to present. So it's about 15 minutes of presentation. But usually when you run a group, you go at least 20 to 30 minutes, right? So there's going to be some things. I don't want you to have the people in your breakout group pretend to be your students. No. I'm going to send you a video of a person demoing a counseling lesson. And when you see that, you'll see where they'll say, oh, this is the part where I would say this to the students and I would solicit some answers. I'm looking for this answer. Once I hear it, I say, great, and move on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're not going to say, give me your answers. None of that. Okay, because your friends are just watching your leadership and your delivery and things that you would replicate. Obviously, they want to replicate things. They want to see like all of your creativity, all of your plans. How do you get them how do you get your students engaged? Again, you can choose the age level that you want. Okay. Also, it doesn't matter if this was a series and you chose this one because this is the one that everybody enjoys the most out of the series. Just say that. So this, we've already met 3 or 4 times. So now I'm on session number 3. We've already reviewed our rules. Here are our rules. These are the things that I would go through. So you're talking to your group that way, and then you would show your information. Okay. So that is your leadership group. Then on week 4, you actually write the paper. So when we're in class, you're just presenting, and it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you bumble over your words. That's fine. It's a learning experience. And then when you are writing your assignment, that's due week 4, your paper, you're actually talking about, wow, I need more practice. I tend to use a lot, or I don't articulate my words clearly. I was talking too fast and some things didn't come out correctly, or I misunderstood something, or my students, I needed to change the delivery so that they better understood the questions that I was asking. So these are the reflections that you would put in your week 4 paper. All right.
Quick question.
Yes,
So
jump in.
so then the presentation, that's going to be graded as part of the assignment itself, right?
Absolutely. I don't
That's
have time. I
different?
won't be able to see that. I'm going to pop in and out. So I might see
Okay.
like 3 minutes of your presentation. That's all
Okay.
I'm going to see. Basically,
Okay.
what I'm looking at your paper and I'm grading your paper for strengths, weaknesses, observations. So, and what you saw from other people. Okay.
Got it. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm going to be grading you on. I'll just pop in your breakout groups because if we all watch everybody's, we won't have enough time. There's too many of us. So it's better when I put them, you guys in breakout groups and you just watch 2 people. Okay. Assignment number 3 is the one that I was telling you about before, the group observation. So now what you're going to do, and it doesn't have to be a counseling session. It could be any type of group, right? And what you're going to do is find a group that you want that has a weekly meeting. For us, PBIS, PTO, PTA, ELAC, DLAC, there's all these meetings on campus, whether you're a part of it or not. But if it's going on and you get an opportunity to go in there and see the dynamics of that particular group and you haven't been a part of it, go watch it if you have an opportunity to do it. Now, if you don't and you can't see anything on the campus, it could be your church group. It could be a staff meeting that you work at a second job for. It could be anything, any type of group that is that meets on a regular basis. So, for example, here at Concordia, we have 2 faculty meetings, and in those 2 faculty meetings, they're twice a year, and this is where we get all of our information about the program, the changes in the program, the new things that are coming to the program, and new information about the School of Education as a whole, a new leadership, and they give that out twice a year. So the frequency is 2 times a year as a staff meeting, and then I would talk about the purpose. The purpose is to educate all of the adjunct faculty members because we are online and we're in various places. And the purpose of the meeting is to help us be more informed of university policies besides just reading the material that we are required to do and all of the assessments that we have. And then the number of participants, well, there's like 50 of us in the School of Education. And then our age ranges, they range from very young to very old. And the relationship, we get to see each other just on those 2 times. And so that's how we interact with each other as adjunct faculty members. The physical setting, it's always online. We don't really get a chance to talk. We see each other, we chat with each other, but we don't get to see each other as we used to in person. And then just the flow of it. So I would kind of put a little chart with our design of there's sometimes 50 of us online together, and then who the leaders are, and then the structure of the meeting, the dynamics between us, any conflicts, like do we have issues with between departments, because there's like 5 departments in the School of Education, and then our overall effectiveness and impression. And I would probably say that I like the face-to-face more than I do the online. I like the option of us either choosing face-to-face or going online, because sometimes seeing your coworkers and face-to-face is a little bit better for interacting and getting to know people and instead of it. But I'm in LA and Concordia is in Irvine, so not sitting on the 405 is really awesome for me. So having both is great. So that's just an example of a faculty meeting. But again, you can choose any type. It doesn't have to be related to education, okay? It could be your something with the church. I'm also part of my women's group. I'm a hospitality member. We meet on Mondays for 2 hours. And so I could talk about the dynamics of that as well. So again, it does not have to be something that's related to education. And you're going to answer those questions, and that's a 3 to 5 page paper. Any questions on the group meeting observation assignment?
Yes, this is to Grace. I have a question. I saw that you say draw a diagram. Does it mean like we physically get a piece of paper and draw it out for you?
Either or, you can use Word or Doc or
Okay,
any of those things.
okay.
Depends on how skilled you are. If you are not skilled, take a picture, draw a picture, and
So
upload it
either
in
words
there.
or drawing a diagram.
Yeah,
Thank
either
you.
or. But for those that are technologically challenged and are not good with making the shapes, draw it on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, upload it as a PDF, and add it to your report. Okay. All right. So the group session, the one that you're going to work on as in a group, is the one where you guys are going to create 8 lessons in for counseling. Okay. The topic is whatever you want it to be. The age group is what you guys decide as a group. And then you are going to design what you're teaching from one thing to the next in those 8 sessions. And so together you would say you do 4 sessions apiece probably and create 4. And then there's also a written portion. So there's a 3 to 4 page paper and you're going to demo it for a class. Okay. So there's 7 groups, 2 people in a group. So, and that's just easier. Kind of makes it better if I had more, but then I have some groups that have 4 and 3. The 3 is actually ideal. So in that, you're going to just say the name and type of the group, the goal and rationale of the group, and then the literature review is what you're going to write about. Like, why did you choose this topic? Okay, for example, right now I'm doing ADHD groups, small groups, right? And I'm designing those lessons for students who are diagnosed or have ADHD-like symptoms. So they can have an IEP, they weren't diagnosed, or they can be diagnosed and I've had them since kinder and they're showing lots of signs and symptoms and the parents don't want to get them diagnosed. Now, I'm taking all of those students because some of those students are causing a lot of havoc in the classroom, making it difficult for others to learn. And that's just because of the nature of the disorder. The disorder required lots of talking, out of your seats, distractions, not able to focus, not able to follow directions. So a lot of kids don't know what's going on with their body. And so my goal with these ADHD small groups, because you cannot have 10 ADHD students in one group, that just will not work. You probably want to kind of, based on their personalities, put them together and start talking to them about ways and strategies that they can manage this off-task behavior. So we're designing these lessons from scratch, using a ton of different resources. My favorite resource is Dr. Amen. He is a child psychiatrist that has dedicated his life to change your brain, change your life. And he was also at the MTSS as our opening speaker in 2022 or 23. So I've been following him for years, read many of his books. And so ADHD is like a passion for me. He's come up with 7 different types of ADHD. And he really, really has a lot of strategies to assist the different types that are there. So I see that happening at my campus. And so this is what I'm kind of putting into place and trying to teach those strategies to the students so they can be a little less disruptive, because a wobbly chair doesn't fix everything. Okay. And so we're trying to get them to be a little bit more engaged. So in my literature review, I would put some of the books that he wrote and quote some of the information and talk about ADHD and the disorder from the DSM. So that's my literature review. Now, my literature review is only going to be about a paragraph, because the whole assignment is only 3 to 4 pages. So I don't need extensive research, but I do want some research in my paper. And then I'm going to say why I'm serving this population. According to my data that I've collected, I see about 10% of the students in each classroom are showing these signs and symptoms, right? And it's becoming very distracting for the others. And then I'm going to talk about the pre and post tests for the evaluation, like how did I select the students? And I would have done a data research, like based on my SSTs, my 504s, and my parent conferences, and then my IEPs. Okay. And that's how I did my data search. And then I would talk about for the identification and participation and mindset behavior, just the strategies that are listed in the mindsets that teach the kids how to engage in school, how to be more focused through mindfulness, and different strategies that I'm going to use with them to practice them to get them to refocus. And then my leader and training goals, 27 years of counseling experience, a lot of research, and working with different types of students. And then my group format techniques. So I'm going to use CBT because that's the most effective strategy with ADHD students. So when I'm designing these 8 lessons, I'm going to use cognitive behavioral therapy, and I'm going to use strategies from that. Okay. That also can be part of my literature review because there's lots of research out there that indicates that CBT is very effective for students with ADD. And then the rules and roles of the participants. It's me and my group member. And so, how we would divide up the 4 lessons and who's going to do what in the 4 lessons, and how confidentiality will be achieved, through talking to the students, sharing with them what confidentiality is, and reminding them that they're not able to share additional information with other students in their classroom about what takes place in our small group. And then how I would determine who to include and exclude. Well, I'm looking for those students who, now, if you're managing academically and you're able to focus in the classroom, I'm probably not going to select you whether you have ADD or not, right? I'm looking for the kids that are not working to their potential and failing most of the classes and not getting the grades and the standards met for the grade because they're missing all of the information. But they're capable, but they're missing the information, and because of the disruptions and how they are not able to focus in the classroom and how they're easily distracted and not able to return back. Okay. And then I would use the lesson plan template and I would have 8 lessons. Now, here's the most important part about the 8 lessons. If you have a PowerPoint, if you have a YouTube, all of that needs to be linked into each and every lesson plan, right? All the materials need to be there. So if I'm going to do a lesson and we're going to do mindfulness and I'm going to show them what it is, and then we're going to practice it, and then we're going to do a relaxation technique, I need to have all the links and my PowerPoint that I created to share with the students in the small group. And then we would do the practice, and then I would show them the YouTube, and then we would sit down and practice that. And then that would be my lesson. So that link needs to be there and it needs to work. Okay. If I have a paper that I'm going to pass out and have them write and focus or do a journal reflection, then I need to make sure that the paper is there. That is the sample that I'm going to pass out to everyone, and it's attached to that particular lesson plan. Any questions? All right, perfect. And our final assignment, which is our signature assignment, and just reminding everyone that the signature assignment is that assignment that must be completed. Even if you got an A all the way up to this point in the class and you forget to turn in your signature assignment and unable to give you a grade for the course. So that is in our university requirements. And so it's very, very important that you complete that signature assignment. And it always is due week 8, which is our last week of class, and it's due on Wednesday of week 8. And again, you'll get a reminder of that in your calendar that your assignment is due on Wednesday. Okay. And that signature assignment is an article review. Pretty straightforward for the article review. That article review is let me find it. You're going to select an article based on any counseling topic, and in regards to the leadership and collaboration skills, and you're going to talk about the values of leadership and collaboration skills required to implement and the challenges for a school counselor that they may face. on this, and it's anything about group counseling. Okay, any article you can find on group counseling. There's lots of them in ASCA. There's lots of them when you do your peer review. They really want you to use the library so that you get access to how to find a journal article in the library using the library resources, so that helps you with your future courses. Okay. And you're just going to answer those questions and summarize the research and then talk about your personal reflection. Okay, so that one's a pretty easy, straightforward one. So most of your time will be spent on one, designing a lesson that you're going to do week 3. And remember, this lesson is more about, I wouldn't focus on designing one. I would actually try to find something that's already done and then try to do that, because really it's about your delivery and how you deliver, how you are going to do a lesson for a group of students and whatever age group that is. So how are you going to gain their attention? How are you going to keep them focused? Some things to remember: always have all the different learning modalities: visual, kinesthetic, auditory, an activity, something to that nature. Okay, so that's what keeps the students engaged. You want to keep those components in there. And have something for everyone, all the different diverse learners that you have, because you're going to have from, the most, the higher achievers all the way down to someone who can't even read. So if that's the case, then how are you going to ensure that they're able to do that, to complete that lesson when you have them in group, if they can't read? Because a lot of kids who can't read, and you give them a piece of paper and say, okay, let's get started, and they struggle with that, they won't even participate in the group. So it's keeping the kids engaged. So how will you help that student? The other part is working with your group member to complete those 8 lessons. So that's what you should spend the majority of your time on. Okay. The other ones you should be able to do kind of with your eyes closed for the most part, because they're just reflections. So, and they require just a little bit of research in there. You're always going to cite, you're always going to use APA format. So, and those are all on the resource, on our first page. If you have any questions about the template, am I using the right APA format, etc. All right. So those are our 5 assignments. Anybody have any questions or concerns about those assignments thus far? Okay, great. So I had a video for you. I'm going to send you 2 videos to watch, okay? And what I want you to do is open up your email, find your group, and find your member, okay? So go to your emails now. I sent you a welcome to the course, and I also attached the group member thing, and I'm going to open it right now too, because I need to see if Riley's with himself.
He's with Raul.
Hmm?
He's with Raul.
Oh, okay, perfect. See, I just had 2 R's in there. So, okay, perfect. Right. So find your partner, connect with them, and by email or by text, you might have each other's numbers already, or you have by email. So kind of send it each person, like in the chat right now. You can just send it just to that person. So direct message just that person, and so that they can get some information from you, like either your cell phone number or your email address, your Concordia email address, or you guys can connect so that you can start your Google Doc and share that information and get started. Okay. And then I want you guys to start at least, so what I want you to do